Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving deep into some of the most awe-inspiring and frankly a little intimidating forces of nature. We often visit national parks to see stunning static landscapes, right? Towering mountains, ancient canyons, serene forests. But what if I told you that these landscapes are anything but static? They are alive, constantly changing, and sometimes that change can be dangerous. We're talking about geological hazards, and how their recent increase in some parks is a dramatic reminder of our planet's dynamic and powerful nature. So what exactly are we talking about when we say geological hazards? Think of them as the Earth flexing its muscles. This includes everything from earthquakes and volcanic eruptions to landslides, rockfalls, and flash floods. These aren't new phenomena, of course. They've been sculpting our planet for billions of years. The Grand Canyon, carved by the relentless power of water over millions of years. The jagged peaks of the Tetons, pushed up by immense tectonic forces. These parks are monuments to geological processes. But lately, scientists and park rangers are observing an unsettling trend. Some of these events are happening more frequently and with greater intensity. Let's take a look at a real-world example. In many mountainous parks like Yosemite or Zion, rockfalls are a constant concern. A rockfall happens when a piece of rock, big or small, detaches from a cliff face and tumbles down. Now, you might think this is just random, but there are specific triggers. One of the biggest culprits is the freeze-thaw cycle. Water seeps into cracks in the rock. When it freezes, it expands, acting like a wedge, pushing the crack wider. When it thaws, the water seeps deeper. Repeat this process over and over, and eventually, the rock is pried loose. So why the increase? Climate change is a major contributing factor. As global temperatures rise, we're seeing more extreme weather patterns. This can mean more intense rainfall, which saturates the soil and rock, increasing the likelihood of landslides. It can also mean changes to those freeze-thaw cycles. In some regions, permafrost, the permanently frozen ground that acts like a natural glue holding mountainsides together, is beginning to thaw. As this glue melts, entire slopes can become unstable, leading to massive landslides that can reshape a valley in minutes. Think of it like a frozen turkey. When it's solid, it's a solid block, but as it thaws, it becomes mushy and unstable. The same principle applies to mountainsides held together by permafrost. Let's shift our focus to another dramatic force: volcanic activity. Parks like Yellowstone, Hawaii volcanoes, and Mount Rainier are all situated on or near active volcanic systems. Yellowstone, for instance, is famously a supervolcano. While a massive eruption isn't imminent, the ground beneath the park is constantly shifting, heating, and deforming. Another hazard that's becoming more prevalent is the flash flood, especially in desert parks like arches or canyonlands. You might be in a narrow slot canyon under a perfectly blue sky, but a thunderstorm miles away can send a wall of water, mud, and debris rushing down the canyon with incredible speed and force. As climate change leads to more intense, localized downpours, the risk of these sudden, deadly floods increases. The dry, baked soil of the desert can't absorb the water fast enough, so it all funnels into these narrow channels, creating a torrent. It's a stark reminder that in these environments, you have to be aware of the weather, not just where you are, but for miles around. So, how do parks manage these risks? It's a delicate balance between allowing public access and ensuring safety. Park management relies heavily on scientific monitoring. Geologists and other scientists install instruments to detect the slightest movements in a hillside, monitor seismic activity, and track weather patterns. This data helps them create hazard maps, identifying areas that are at high risk for landslides, rockfalls, or floods. Based on this information, they might decide to close certain trails or roads, sometimes permanently. You might have seen signs on a trail saying, "Danger, falling rocks." Those signs are placed there for a very good reason, based on scientific assessment. Engineers also play a critical role. They might install large steel nets to catch falling rocks along a roadway, build retaining walls to stabilize a slope, or design bridges and buildings to withstand earthquakes. But sometimes, the forces of nature are just too powerful, and the only solution is to retreat and let nature take its course. For example, a road that is repeatedly washed out by floods might eventually be rerouted or abandoned altogether. It's an admission that we can't always tame nature. Sometimes we have to learn to live with it and respect its power. This brings us to a really important point, the role of education. When you visit a park, take a moment to read the signs at the trailhead and check the visitor center for any current warnings or closures. This information isn't there to scare you. It's there to empower you to make safe choices. Understanding the why behind these warnings, the science of the freeze-thaw cycle or the dynamics of flash floods, can change your perspective. You're no longer just a tourist. You become an informed observer, appreciating not just the beauty of the landscape but also the powerful, ongoing processes that created it. This knowledge helps you understand why a trail might be closed and fosters a deeper respect for the environment. The increased geological activity in our parks is a powerful, tangible sign that our planet is in a state of flux. It's not just an abstract concept you read about in a textbook. It's happening right now, reshaping the landscapes we love. These hazards underscore the importance of scientific research and monitoring. The work of geologists, seismologists, and climatologists is essential for understanding these changes and helping us adapt to them. They are like detectives, piecing together clues from the Earth to forecast future events and protect lives. So, the next time you're standing at the edge of a canyon or looking up at a towering mountain peak, remember that what you're seeing is not a finished painting. It's a work in progress, a dynamic masterpiece being sculpted by incredible forces. These geological hazards, while dangerous, are a fundamental part of what makes these places so wild and magnificent. They are the pulse of a living, breathing planet. By understanding the science behind them, we can not only stay safer, but also gain a much deeper and more profound appreciation for the raw power and beauty of our natural world. Thanks so much for joining me on this geological journey today. I hope it gave you a new perspective on our amazing national parks. If you found this interesting, please give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you do not miss our next science adventure. Drop a comment below, and let me know which national park's geology fascinates you the most. Until next time, stay curious.